know, in this show, we're actually going to spend a bit of time at the annual Exeter UFO Festival, and then we have a really sweet treat, a visit to the Chocolatier here on Water Street in Exeter. And we're also going to head off to join Natasha as she does an artist story. We're here in Exeter at the Exeter UFO Festival, celebrating the 52nd anniversary of the incident at Exeter. The festival has been held in Exeter since 2009 at our historic Exeter Town Hall. We're out on the streets today and hoping to give you a preview of a lot that happens in town on this unique and special day.
Hello and welcome to the first trolley tour of the day. How's everybody enjoying their Exeter UFO Festival so far?
Excellent. Left.
Today we're going to go out to the site of the Norman Muscarello sighting. The incident at Exeter, a lot of people don't realize, was more than just this one sighting. It was a combination of a lot of different sightings, although the Muscarello sighting is the one that took notability.
So I'm gonna, as we go up here, we're going up Shaw's Hill, and if the bus slows down just a little bit as we come up to the right, to your right, over here, is what's considered Exeter's UFO window and potential landing spot to an interdimensional universe. And it's been written about as such by Phil Imbrogno in several of his books. John Fuller has interviewed people of the sightings there as well. But it is the hottest of the hot spots on the seacoast, right over there. In that field, people have seen landing lights like at an airport appear before the craft manifests itself and come down. Yeah, right in here. This is also ahead of the river. So when you leave Exeter, that's the head of the Swampscott River, an early settlement, and up in here is the first kind of high ground that you experience. But this is the hottest of the hot spots.
On the actual site of the Norman Muscarello sighting very shortly. On September 3rd, 1961, Muscarello was walking back from his 61, yeah, Betty and Barney. 65. He was hitchhiking back from his girlfriend's house from Amesbury. He didn't have a car because he was going into the military, so he just said, I don't need it. So from behind that tree line is where the object came out of. So we saw what almost looked like a saucer shape, but it wasn't necessarily metallic. It was more of a glowing red object to the point where it was reflecting red off the neighboring barn. He's actually passed on now. He went on to the military, came back, made it out of that. Lived a normal life. His family's still in town. His sisters do the kids area with the crafts. His brother's still around, and the family never made any money off this. They never got anything out of this. When asked about it before he passed, he said, I wish it never happened. It ruined his life.
After enjoying the trolley ride, it was time to explore the local businesses. Each business had something UFO themed to offer. Our first stop was at one of the newest businesses on Water Street, La Cascade de Chocolat. We are here at La Cascade de Chocolat, and we're with the owners, or some of the owners, I should say. We're with Andy and Sam, and the newest shop in downtown Exeter. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Welcome to our little town. And it's UFO Festival Day, and you are definitely in the spirit.
We are.
So what do we have going on here?
So today we hand painted some UFOs and some alien faces on bonbons. So this one is filled with, we went down to Sunnycrest Farm and picked blueberries. So this one is filled with blueberry goo. And this one is filled with Grand Marnier and blood orange ganache.
Very nice.
So that's our UFO and our alien head. We have some alien meteorites or moon rocks. Those are a milk and dark chocolate ganache filled with local honey from Dover, dipped in dark chocolate, and then we finish them with an edible luster.
Yeah, don't be deceived. That's not a foil wrapping.
It's not.
That is edible luster.
That's all the chocolate.
I was fooled. That's why I want to clarify that.
Yes. And then we're also selling cherry bomb cookies from
Which are so cute.
a local Exeter baker, and she makes cookies that we sell in the shop. So the sugar cookies are made, and they're made with the chocolate that we have here as well.
Well, great. Nice to see a new business in town.
Yeah, we're
Nice-
happy to be here. It's
Good.
very exciting.
And getting in the spirit
Of course.
of one of our several annual events that we have in this fantastic little town.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for just a little sneak peek into your new business.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
We're live on Water Street. It's the Exeter UFO Festival. We caught up with some young gentlemen. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
What's your name?
I'm Ashton. Nice to meet you.
Ashton?
Ashton. Yeah. Tavian.
Hi, my name's Tavian.
Hi, Tavian. So, what brought you downtown today?
Well, so we were actually going to go to the UFO Festival today.
Yes.
Right now, we're actually going down to D Square.
D Square Java. Get something to cough. All right. So, what brought you to the festival? What are you looking forward to seeing?
Well,
I've never been.
You've never been. Okay, first time. And you've been before?
yeah.
All right. You're an Exeter resident. And you went to the speaker series?
Yeah.
And what'd you like? Did you learn some new stuff?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Is there a speaker in particular that you're here to see?
I'm just here to just see everything there.
See, experience it all, right? The trolley ride, some food, the speakers. Great. What do you want to tell the people in Exeter about the festival?
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. I like that. We're with Michael and Michelle Mitchell. Welcome. Thanks for coming to Exeter.
Nice to be here.
And you have something very special. Why don't you explain it to our viewers?
Well, a couple years ago, we heard it was the 50th anniversary of the Exeter UFO Festival.
I was asking
We,
you.
we can have a serious conversation.
And so we decided to create, we're both fans of UFOs and familiar with the story. So we decided to create a comic book that detailed the sightings that took place here, starting with the first one by Norman Muscarello. And we also have a little piece here about other sightings in '65. And then it goes right on through with Officer Bertram and on up through the sightings that took place. So we brought it down here. Our good friend Joe, who carries our comics in the store here,
At Krypton Comics.
allowed us to set up. So, and it was very successful. We met lots of people. And,
So what's the feedback then? Because you've been here for the last couple of years.
yeah,
So
this
what do they think about the
this
comic?
is our third year, and it's really been good. People like it. They like to give them as gifts because it's a kind of a long story, so it's hard to explain
Right.
to people. So this is an encapsulated, easy way to bring people up to date with what happened here. So
And what are you thinking about today? You've met some people already?
we
What's
have
the vibe on the street?
We've been selling since 8 a.m.
Excellent.
Got our first sale at 8.
Excellent.
We're also selling postcards that I created last year.
Oh, very cool.
Found 2 figurines inside of Joe's Krypton Comics, took them outside to the Exeter Town Hall, and we created postcards that we're also selling today.
She had me hold them up so we can force the perspective to make it look like
Oh yeah.
right
Oh
on
yeah.
the
So they
street.
don't. That's always the challenge, isn't it? Very nice.
Greetings from Exeter.
Well, thank you for joining us in
Thank
Exeter.
you.
We appreciate it. Hope it's a good day for you.
Thank you.
It's always a good day here in Exeter.
Very well said. Thank you. We're here to pitch his worth, 1,000 words in Exeter on Water Street. Hi, John.
Hi,
The
Beth.
owner. How are you?
Nice to see you.
So we came in specifically because we heard you had a copy of Incident at Exeter.
I do have one copy.
And
of
it's a hard-
Incident at Exeter.
Hard find?
A little bit. It was actually quite popular in its time. It was published in 1966, a year after the incident. This copy is the 4th printing,
Okay.
so it went through multiple printings in hardcover and then multiple printings in paperback. But it's a book that sells quickly, whether it's online or in my store. It is the all-time most stolen book from the Exeter Public Library. So every time they
factoid.
let one out, the person somehow manages not to return it. So they're always looking for additional copies for their shelf. And John Fuller, who wrote this, also wrote the book on the Betty and Barney Hill abduction,
Okay, very good.
called The Interrupted Journey. And I got a nice little archive recently where I not only have the interrupted journey in English, but I have the interrupted journey in Spanish, Italian, and German.
Wow.
So the cover on the Spanish edition is fantastic. Just a wonderful piece of book design.
That's interesting. That was
Good enough for
translated
men
to
in
so
black.
many different languages.
Yes.
And what's that little piece of artwork there on your
Ah.
tabletop?
Well,
That's
so-
pretty cool.
So it's a photograph, and I have been asked if it's real.
And?
I prefer not to pass judgment.
Okay. So thank you. So this is it. This is what it's all about. The festival is based on this book.
It is.
And you've got one hot copy in your hands. Well, it's not hot. Let's not put that
Well,
there.
not based on this book, but based on this incident.
The incident,
You know,
yes.
an incident in which well over a dozen people all saw the same
Yeah.
things that night, including 2 members of the police force.
We just came back from the trolley ride out to
oh,
the site
good,
area,
good,
so it was
yeah.
very informative, very interesting.
Well, Dean's a hard act to follow.
Yes.
If Dean has preceded me,
Dean?
then I imagine I'll end up on the cutting room floor.
No,
Um,
Dean did his thing, and it was
yeah.
a great tour, and
Yeah, he
I'm
gives
sure
a
the rest of
great
the
tour.
people attending the festival will enjoy the trolley ride. But thank you for sharing that book with
It's
us.
been my
and
pleasure.
the
Thank you for
picture.
coming in.
So we're here at Trends Gift Gallery, and we've got the owners of Trends here. Hey, Keith, don't go away. Keith Lemreese and Kathy Lemreese. It's a lot of energy in this place today.
Yes,
What's going on?
This is our annual UFO Exeter Festival. We're UFO Headquarters Central, all the souvenirs. We're very proud to support the Kiwanis. We sell their t-shirts, their mugs, their hats, their posters. And we meet the most amazing people at this festival. We're also doing a kids scavenger hunt, giving them a little free alien away. We're also doing a selfie photo bomb contest. Take a picture with one of our aliens, alien sunglasses, alien headbands, and you can win $25 gift card.
Yes.
Yay! So we're
So
glad
we have a
you're
lot
here.
of undocumented aliens in town this weekend. Yeah, they're
More so than normal. Yeah. They're sort of hanging
They're
around.
tied up around the
They're hanging
bandstand.
around, right?
Yes.
Somebody just commented that all the UFOs are not clothed. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
All I know is I'm
It's
meeting a lot of
unigender. It's like,
interesting
you know, there's
people.
no
The
gender.
crew's dancing. Let's
Yes,
get a
they're
little
dancing over there.
All right, we got a little. It's great music. It's like a little alien party here.
That's
So
right.
we love it. It's fun, and
Yeah.
we're so happy the weather's good to us.
Well, I know the
today.
Kiwanis is grateful for all your support.
Oh, we love supporting local communities.
So it's Command Central, Alien Headquarters.
Alien Headquarters, Trends Gift Gallery, open till 7, and tomorrow 11 to 5.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
All right, bye.
Rain or shine. Right.
We're here with Cindy at the Offbeat Owl. How you doing?
Good. Doing
What's going on
good.
today?
Well, today we're doing an alien painting. Tomorrow, this is all day today, so you can come in anytime today. Tomorrow we're doing a free alien craft, which is a little treasure box kind of thing here. You
Excellent.
can decorate it, you can put some glitter on it and everything else. This is tomorrow. So,
Is this an original design from you?
pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much?
We got a little UFO
Yeah.
over here, and our alien, and kids come in and they do paint this, but sometimes they make it a little crazy too.
Or interpretation, right?
Exactly.
That's what
We've had them all different colors, just like our aliens in our windows. We have all different color aliens that people are painting. They're doing it on a black canvas, so they can use some glow-in-the-dark paint too. And they can also use some of the glitter paint, which really makes it fun. So there's a lot going on here. This is all day today, and then tomorrow, this is all day tomorrow.
Excellent. Thanks,
So,
Cindy. Hope you have
lots
a
of
great
fun.
day.
Thanks.
After chatting with the local business owners, it was time to visit Townhouse Common Park, where all of the kids' special crafts were located.
So we're here at the crash site, part of the UFO Festival. There's a lot of activities going on here. We've got some rock painting, face painting, there's a debris field, there's some vendors. So we're going to take a cruise on in and check out what's going on. Wow, what are you making?
I'm making a UFO crash.
You're making a UFO crash landing.
Like it's landing on Earth.
It's landing on the planet Earth. Are you having a fun day today?
We just
Yes?
we
Just,
live right around the
I know you live in Exeter. Did you just get here? Oh my goodness, look at all this fun stuff. What do you have going on? Can we lift it up and look at it?
Float.
What do we have? That's pretty impressive. What is that?
It's a UFO.
It is a UFO. You did a good job. Alien spaceship.
But it doesn't have really good.
You what? Oh, it's hard to keep it together. The tape's not doing the trick. You got some pretty cool stuff here, though, right? What do you think that is? You don't know.
Maybe it could be a cockpit, right, buddy?
Is this your first time at the festival? Your second. You came last year? Cool. All right. And Dad, good day?
Yeah.
Yeah? You like this UFO-ology topic? Are you a believer?
Oh, I want to believe.
You want to believe. What you got going on? Wow. Can we hold that up for the camera? Turn around. Turn around, face the camera. Right behind you. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Look at that. What? That is amazing. And what are you doing, sweetheart?
Oh, I love the red too. I love it.
You need a little help? Let me see if I can help with that. Let's see if we can. Oh, that's not that easy, is it? Oh, there you go. It's coming along nicely. We're with Donna. Donna, you're an Exeter resident, right?
I am.
Yeah, very involved in the community. And you're manning the Painted Rock Station?
Yep, it's Exeter, visit Exeter NH Rocks. And it got started as a furniture group on Facebook. And basically people paint rocks. They hide them all around town. And it's like a scavenger hunt. And people have taken them actually on vacation and left them places, and we've heard from people that have found them in other states.
Very cool.
So it's really kind of cool, like scavenger hunt for the kids.
I've painted a few myself, so I do know what you're talking about. So do we have a theme today?
Well, we've been trying to do a bunch of aliens.
Yes.
We've got some really cool aliens over here.
Let's
The
see.
kids have taken
Oh, sorry. Now that's a good one. That's a beauty right there.
Did that one this morning.
Nice job.
Oh my goodness.
So it looks like you've had a lot of visitors.
Oh, we have. The kids have been bringing them over, and we've been leaving them behind here so that they can dry.
Excellent.
Smiley faces, some aliens.
I like this one's outfit.
I
Is
know.
she be on TV? Do you mind if she's on the local TV station? Hey, you. What's your name? Come over here.
Come here.
Look at that. Look at this space.
Are you painting her off?
Let's turn around. Look at this outfit.
Turn around.
Say hi to the camera. Right here. Say
camera.
hi. Hey, look at you. You're all decked out. That's really
You're
cool.
ready for the occasion.
Are you having fun painting the rocks? What else have you done? Oh, what's that on your cheek? You got something? An alien. You're having a good time then, right? How old are you? 5. That seems to be the number today. Well, have fun painting. You look fabulous.
Do you want to leave it here to
So we're here at the UFO Festival, and it's Bill Smith from the Exeter Kiwanis Club who's responsible for the speaker series. Bill, right?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. And also one of your speakers, featured speakers, Peter Robbins. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Our pleasure.
So, Bill, just a little bit about the festival, the speaker component to the festival.
Absolutely. Thank you, Beth. We have internationally renowned speakers here today, as well as local speakers. The likes of Kathleen Martin, Peter Robbins, Richard Dolan, and Travis Walton, just to name some of the speakers here on the agenda. We start this early in the year to get speakers people have seen on TV, have read their books, have seen their videos, listened to their podcast, and at a reasonable donation help us raise money for children's charities. They're very kind to come out here and help us do that. We're very appreciative of the speakers for doing that.
Yeah, the caliber of speakers is phenomenal.
Top-notch,
Yeah.
best in the world.
And we hear that a lot, which is great. And we're lucky enough to have one. Peter, thank you so much for coming out to speak with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure, absolutely.
And we just learned that Peter was one of the founders of the festival back in 2009.
Yeah,
so that's
point of
amazing.
Great pride with me. I'm lucky enough to speak at events like this all over the country and occasionally in other countries. One of the things that distinguishes Exeter, besides the world-class event that kind of was the impetus for the original festival,
Right.
is that the profits go to the children's charities here in town, which is, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? And every year it gets better, every year it gets bigger, and it walks that line between educating people and having stuff for the kids that's fun and entertaining.
Yeah, there is a balance right there.
There is, and the fact is we're not alone. That's a fact. And the implications of that are tremendous for humanity, and sometimes anxiety-provoking. And one of the best ways we human beings have of dealing with anxiety is having a little fun at its expense. Hence,
good point.
All of the inflatable, wonderful aliens that have joined us.
I took off my sunglasses to speak with you for that very reason.
this is fine. For me, it's not mean-spirited, it's not mocking. It just shows how deeply embedded these subjects have become in Western culture. And it should be celebrated as well as studied.
And your topic this year is about advertising.
It is. It's a new one for me that I kind of workshopped about 6 weeks ago in Roswell, New Mexico with a massive audience of Roswell.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, wise guy.
Where's that?
With a massive audience of 10 people to just get it down. And essentially what it is a running history of the past 40 years or so of print advertising employing alien and UFO imagery, and whether or not we should draw any profound conclusions from that. And I won't tell you how it ends.
Okay.
But it's a serious talk, but it's fun. Dozens and dozens of images of little green people and flying saucers trying to sell you everything from ice cream to computers.
And you're on tomorrow's schedule, is that correct?
I'll
Great.
be speaking tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Bill. As always, glad to see
My
such
pleasure.
a wonderful turnout today.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
To see more of the Exeter UFO Festival lectures, head on over to youtube.com/c/Exeter TV98 to visit our YouTube channel. We have all of the UFO Festival lectures listed in a playlist. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest updates around town.
So I just want to offer a personal glimpse to the UFO Festival. Some of the highlights, certainly for me personally, was riding the trolley and listening to Dean Merchant. Dean Merchant started the UFO Festival in Exeter back in 2009, and he carried that torch for many years, and the Kiwanis Club has since carried the torch on. But Dean is a wealth of knowledge, and just the tidbits of information he shared with us on the trolley was certainly one of the highlights. The kids' craft activity, it's amazing the energy and the ideas these kids have with some simple products. One little girl made this space pack out of a coffee can and some aluminum foil and some duct tape, and she was so proud of herself, and she wore that around all afternoon. And those kind of moments, you just can't recreate those. And then also just a little story about community. We heard about a gentleman from New Jersey who was traveling to the UFO Festival, first time actually in Exeter, first time at the festival, and really his first time leaving his home in many years. And unfortunately had a little medical issue on his way here. And he did end up at Exeter Hospital, where he received great care, and he did actually make it to the festival on Saturday. But the Kiwanis Club and other community members made sure that his visit was a little extra special, giving him some tokens to take with him, an autographed poster from Kathleen Martin, you know, alien glasses, a blow-up alien, a t-shirt, just all those things to make his visit a bit special. And hopefully next year he'll be able to join us here in Exeter at the 2018 UFO Festival and have a bit better time. But that sense of community continues in this town, and it was really special to be a part of that process and see that smile on the gentleman's face. So thanks to everybody. Let's check in with Natasha for her artist story.
Thanks, Beth. Today I'm meeting up with Natalie Rotman-Coate, a photographer and painter, to chat about her artist story.
Thank you so much for meeting with me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's an honor.
How did you get started with your artwork? What started the creative process?
Well, I was a very crafty kid, and I was always doing something. And then I got into my career. I'm a software engineer for 30 years. I just retired a couple years ago. And I started to get back into being creative as a way to reduce stress. And that was probably about 15 years or so ago, and I took a drawing class at the Sharon Arts Center in Sharon, New Hampshire, thinking no one could ever teach me to draw. And I wanted to draw my dog because I had a greyhound, and I thought that would be a good goal. And they did teach me to draw, which I was pretty amazed at. So I've just gone into all different paths since then.
Yeah. Awesome. And what mediums do you work with?
I like pretty much everything. I can't seem to focus on one particular thing. So when I paint, I've used watercolor and ink, I've used acrylics, I've used oil, I've used pastels, and lately I've been doing a series of animals that are mixed media, which is a little of all of that. And then for photography, I started doing photography more for reference photos for paintings, and then I realized I really liked some of the photos, and so I sell my photos, and I print them on paper, on metal, on wood, on canvas, on tote bags, on anything really, just whatever. I really feel strongly that art needs to be affordable, and I like to have items that are utilitarian.
That's awesome. So you've gotten a wide range of different mediums and products. How has that developed and changed? Is it just you get curious with one particular thing and so you run with it, or how
yes,
is it? Yeah.
It all starts with I see something different that I want to learn how to do. And right now what's on my horizon, which I don't know when I'll actually catch up with it, but is encaustic, which is painting with wax. I've never done that, and I love the effects of it, and someday I'll delve into that. And what usually happens is I buy the supplies, and then maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years later I start using them. So that's what seems to happen.
I can understand that, definitely. When you're creating, so you started with wanting to draw your dog, and you stay pretty close to nature subjects. Is that a particular message or story that you want to tell with those subjects, or is that just what you're interested in?
It's definitely what I'm interested in. I feel extremely connected to animals, and animals are out in nature, and I also feel very connected to nature. When I'm out there, it's very peaceful, it's beautiful, and I try to share the beauty of nature and animals with people through art in all these different forms.
Since you've worked with such a variety of different mediums, what has become your favorite medium, or do you even have a favorite?
Right now, I would say I'm delving more into the details of editing photography. So right now, photography is kind of taking the majority of my time. I've been learning a lot more about Photoshop, and I have a photo here that's these deer right here, which is actually one deer that ran across a field, and I've been figuring out how to do masking. So that's one deer, 3 different photos, and luckily they didn't overlap, so I was able to very simply mask them together into one photo, a composite. And I've been learning that, and I have a friend who is doing a stock photography class. She's developing it. She's from Arizona. It's called Roadmap to Royalties, and I'm in her guinea pig class. So I just submitted some photos for stock photography, so I'm going to start building a portfolio of that. I just backed up my computer. I have 850 gigabytes of photos.
Oh my goodness.
So I think I have a lot to work with.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's something new, but I am dying to paint. You know, you get that desire where you haven't painted in a little while, so that'll be coming back. And right now it's the mixed media animals.
That's really cool. With the mixed media, what are you working with that?
Well, it starts off with a basic pencil drawing, and then watercolor, and then I put a ground on it so that I can then use pastels, and then believe it or not, I paint acrylic over the pastels, which gives it a really cool texture and color. And then sometimes I add a little bit of metallics and charcoal lines. So it's kind of a little of everything. And it's cool because I like everything. Yeah. So it's putting it all together.
Do you have a set studio space in your house? I assume
It's
with
my
all these
whole house.
supplies. Yeah.
It's the whole house. Yeah, you can ask my husband. It's the whole house. Yep.
I know how that goes. I try to contain it to one area,
So
but
do I.
it just kind of
It
goes
spreads.
everywhere.
Yep.
You mentioned that sometimes you just get the urge to paint, and then you go with that. Do you find there is a difference in working with digitally versus working physically with paint and objects?
Yeah, there's a big difference, and I like the feel of paint. I love paint. I don't know why. My father, I used to be the tomboy, and I used to be out with him, and he had me paint the house, and I mean, I was into paint from way back early, and I still love it. And the idea of being a software engineer, you have to get the big picture of what you need to build, and then break it into small pieces, and then build it in layers, and then it's done. And painting is the same way. So I really feel that they coincide a lot, and my skills I had as an engineer apply to painting. So I like the idea of starting with a blank canvas and layering and layering and layering and layering, and then all of a sudden there it is.
Some artists talk about going through a part where they really hate their painting. Do you ever experience that when you're working with those layers?
Yep.
Okay.
It gets scary.
Yeah.
It gets a little frightening when you're painting, and I don't actually see the painting at the end. Some people can paint from their brain and their image in their head, but me, I need a reference, usually I use a reference, and I try to vary it from the reference, but I'm not exactly sure what will happen, and sometimes it's just awful. It looks like a toddler did it, and then all of a sudden, and maybe it still does for all I know, but eventually it'll start to look like something that is more cohesive.
Would you say you have a particular style? So I know with your photography, obviously, although you have digitized and made photography look like paintings as well, haven't you?
Yep, somewhat. There's software that will do that. Yep.
Do you try to aim for more realism, or do you go for a little stylized as well?
I kind of do a little bit of stylized realism. Yep, a little bit. I don't go too far with it, but just a little.
Cool.
I like to do a little more to the photo than the plain photo.
Right.
Yep. And I guess you had asked me what I've been working on lately, and one example of trying to do that is my friend Linda has been trying to get me out to do Milky Way photography for years, but I like sleeping. So I finally did it, and this year when we went out, we took a workshop in Acadia National Park, and I had the chance to do a panorama of the Milky Way. And on this panorama, I'm not done editing it yet, but I'm trying to figure out what I want it to look like. Because if you think about the Milky Way, you don't really see it that much when you look at it. So when people photograph it, there's a lot of editing to make it look like what you want it to look like. So there's a lot of artistic license with what it's going to look like. And some make it really look very, very colorful, and other people like it a little more natural looking, and I'm not sure yet.
Very cool, yeah. I like working with that too.
I just got a second space in Massachusetts, and I did some cards. I'm going to be bringing them up here into this gallery as well. But I call them Kindness Award cards, and they're my photos with a little saying on them, and they're extremely corny, but I think the idea of them is really good, and it's a way to acknowledge when someone is kind to you with a card. So it's just a greeting card, but I take some of my photographs and make them into these cards. So this one is... It's kind of, like I said, it's corny, but it's just one of my photos of sunflowers locally, and it just says "Be the Change." There's a bee on the sunflower, and it says Kindness Award, and you can write inside, thank you for being kind in this way. You were helping me change, or be the change. Then I have another one. It says, "You radiate kindness. Here is your Kindness Award," and that's a stylized photo, which one of my favorites.
Cool, yeah.
Like that one. And then this one is "Your kindness washes over me. Here's your Kindness Award. Thank you." And then you can write in there what they did that really struck you as being kind. And this is a photo that I have right in the gallery also for sale. It's Hampton Beach with a storm coming through.
That's cool.
And here are my also nature cards, just plain nature cards, and that's the one with the 3 deer. So I'm starting to do more and more cards because, like I said, I want the art to be affordable, and they do sell.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Spreading positivity and thankfulness, that's really great. If you could give one tip or advice to aspiring artists, what would that be?
I think what I would say is, if you say you can't draw, I'm telling you, you can learn. And I hear that all the time. Even my neighbor who's with me today, she said, "Oh, I can't draw, I can't take a watercolor class." I'm like, "Oh, yes, but I think you can. You just don't know it yet." And you just have to take the leap, have the courage and take the leap and say, you know what, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'm going to have fun. And you'll learn that they teach you how to see and how to interpret what you see onto paper, or whatever to start with. But I would say go for it, and don't think that you can't, because I used to say I can't draw a stick figure. And that used to be true.
I hear that one a lot.
I know, and some people are just naturally born with the talent to draw, and that's really wonderful. And other people, it has to kind of come out with a little bit of help, and it can.
Definitely, that's great advice. I definitely agree with that as well. It's definitely a skill that you can learn and develop over time, and yeah, you've definitely done that. I can't believe you didn't think you could draw.
No, I couldn't.
From your work.
You should see my early Greyhound drawings. They are not good. And even still, it's hard to do animals and have it look like the animal and all that. But all of a sudden, they look back at you, and you're like, "Oh, there they are."
That's nice.
Yep.
To see more of Natalie's work, visit the Seacoast Artists Association Gallery in downtown Exeter, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 12 to 4. You can also see more of Natalie's work on her website, natalies-art.com. I hope you enjoyed this preview of an artist story. Be sure to follow Exeter TV98 on Facebook for more updates on Exeter's art scene.
Thank you, Natasha, for keeping us informed on the art scene here in Exeter. And now we're heading over to the Chocolatier.
If you've taken a walk down Water Street, chances are you're familiar with the Chocolatier. soon to be celebrating their 40th anniversary in 2018. The shop is full of handcrafted gourmet chocolates in a variety of sizes and flavors. Today we're getting a behind-the-scenes look with Master Chocolatier Jason.
So actually I'm the luckiest person in the world today, Beth Dupell, and I'm fortunate enough to be behind the scenes at the Chocolatier, our local chocolate shop here on Water Street in Exeter. And I'm with the Master Chocolatier. What's your real title?
Master Chocolatier, Chocolatier, owner, whatever you want to call me.
This is Jason Martone, and we caught him in mid-buttercream making.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting here to, we just got to get it to a boil, and then we turn it down, and we'll let it simmer for a while. And then we'll spread it out on our granite slab over there, and you'll see the whole process. It's a pretty cool process.
Well, I'll tell you can't tell this from the TV, but when you walk in here, man, the smell is just amazing. I know there's a great smell down in the store, but up here behind the scenes, I'm not sure.
A lot of people call it heaven.
Heaven! Perfect description.
It's upstairs from the store, so it's heaven.
I like that.
Yes.
And how long have you owned the business?
We bought it in 2013, so I think it's, 4 years now?
Good. And the business has been here much longer than that?
Yes, since 1978.
Ah, you're up 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years next year, okay.
So we're good to go there. We'll let that sit for a while. We just had to make sure it wasn't going to scorch a lot in there. This is our caramel right now. We're slowly dripping the cream.
Can't put my finger in it, can I?
I would not put your finger in there. It's very hot. You know, I learned from the previous chocolatier 4 years ago when we purchased the business. So he stayed on and taught me pretty much everything I know. You know, I've tweaked things a little here and there, just kind of as I've learned the process. But you know, I'd say 95% of it's, you know, the same. Why change it if it's not broken, kind of thing. This is a caramel. So these are our candy kettles right here. These are our copper kettles. So this is just a unit. You can't really see it because I like to put these things on it to keep the caramel splatter from going in the gears. You know, but it's really hot in there. Right now it's about looks like about 232. And it starts to move up really fast, the more
These are
moisture
used in your cut chocolate.
What's that? Yes.
Your cut chocolate.
Yeah.
So your chocolate-covered caramels.
Yeah, so we'll pour them in the baking liners, and then, you know, you won't see the cutting process because, you know, it needs a day to cool down or so. Yeah, you know, we cut them up and then they go through the enrobing machine. This lets air underneath them so it just cools down quicker. You see this kind of dark stuff? It's just chocolate. I use chocolate to kind of glue the paper down so it doesn't move on us when we pour it.
You're showing us now, has it been the same process for, you know, decades?
Same process here, yeah, for sure. But what this is, this will cool down, and we actually roll it out. We have something what's called caramel rulers, and that's how you can get it all the same height.
Wow.
You can see it's a little uneven right now.
The leveling device.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's that quality, consistency issue for your business, right? So every piece is
well, we'd like to keep it consistent, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, we try to keep it consistent, both the caramel itself and the softness it is.
The flavors
also the size. Over here, this is kind of our rack while we're waiting for things to be enrobed. Yep. That's one of our chocolate caramels there.
What's that?
This is our jelly.
Beautiful color.
So it will be cut up and rolled. What's that?
Cookies?
No,
or?
jelly.
Ah.
Jelly just in the robes jelly. So.
Wow. So on the candy side of it.
Candy side. So I'll take you over here. I'll give you a little tour. These are our 600-pound melters. Clearly this is dark in milk, and then we have a smaller white melter over here. So this is primarily what we use to, we'll do our molding. We'll get the chocolate for our snapping turtle popcorn out of here. Pretty much anything you need a squirt of chocolate, this is going to give it to you. We're able to kind of meter it and adjust it using these, kind of going up and down.
Is Exeter dark, milk, white? What do we favor in Exeter?
Milk's, definitely the most popular. But I will say, the last couple of years, dark has, it's really started to.
All those health benefits.
Yeah,
kind of a dark chocolate.
That's kind of it.
That's what we kind of tell ourselves.
So this is our cool room.
Oh, that's the popcorn.
So this is where we'll kind of bring our molding and things like that to kind of cool down in here. It's not as cold as a fridge, but it's it's cool enough where it's going to harden our chocolate. So I did do a couple popcorns earlier, which we'll get to see the coating process on that.
So if you're in the Exeter area, certainly you know about the Chocolatier in their retail shop. But what you might not know about is they also do a lot of corporate accounts and even some custom stuff, don't you as well, Jason?
Yep.
Maybe you could tell us about that.
Sure. We get a lot of people who ask us, a lot of corporations that ask us to, mold. It could be a logo or even like a business card or something like that. And, they're using it for promotional reasons and things like that. So I have a couple molds here you can kind of see. We did a candy bar for Planet Fitness, and we do smaller like logos for this is Newbury Bank. So they asked us to do these for any number of promotional reasons. We actually do the molding. We send that out to a third party who actually builds the molds for us, but you'd really be surprised how affordable it is. And then really what we can do is we can just take our chocolate and fill the molds. And the girls downstairs, they'll actually take them and foil them, and they look really nice once they've been foiled.
I hear the workers downstairs.
In the cool room, and I'll show you once we kind of demold the product.
Chocolate on the spot.
What's that?
Chocolate on the spot right there.
Yeah. I'm surprised I got the number right.
While waiting for the mold to set, it was time to learn about a few other types of chocolates, including chocolate-covered Oreos, Snap and Turtle popcorn, and buttercream.
Use the hairdryer. Right, so you don't want it going into something that's very cold. Probably one of the original funnels ever used here, but I refuse to replace it because they don't make them with that width anymore. So, and it works well for my popcorn. Ridiculous amount of these trays during the winter months.
I know it's a holiday theme for sure. And if back and forth and up and down weren't enough for you, now we're going diagonal. Yum. And do you make it in the 3 varieties or just the 2? Like chocolates and milk, you need the dark?
Oh, you get dark chocolate goes on top of this milk.
So this popcorn has white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate.
That's correct.
All right. This is the chocolate lover's delight. Oh, Lord.
Now, dark chocolate's quite a bit thicker than milk chocolate, which is why I like this funnel. When I mentioned that I like a bigger hole in the funnel, otherwise the stuff would just not be coming out.
Gotcha.
I gotta make a phone call real quick.
Holy moly. That's a lot of chocolate. I don't think people appreciate it when you see it all broken up in the bags. How much chocolate is really on the popcorn. Because right now I can't even see the popcorn.
That's the general idea.
Yeah. We're going to put these choose trays of the popcorn on the dumbwaiter so they get downstairs, so the employees down in the gift shop, the retail shop, will break it up and put it in the bags and price it and have it on the counter for you to buy.
This is our enrolling machine. So this does primarily most of the confections, the small confections you see in the case. This is what coats it. So right now we're on dark. We have a similar unit right here. It's like milk, so we can swap them in and out when we need to do it. Kind of a pain, so we try to stay on certain things at least once a week and kind of swap as we need to. But during the busy season, we'll be swapping, maybe every day, sometimes a couple times a day.
Do you have to break it down and clean it?
You do have to break them down and clean them. We try to do that, as often as we kind of switch them out. You can kind of see just from running it, you get splattered, there's nothing you can do. It can get messy. It can get messy.
That's a work hazard, huh?
Yeah. But basically the way it works is that's the bottomer process. And, I can show you how this works in a little bit. It gets a bottom, it comes down this belt. This is cooled right here. So this hardens that bottom.
Yeah.
All right, and then it comes through here, and it's double. It's got two curtains, one on this side, one on this side, and it gets coated with the chocolate. And then this thing here is called the shaker, and I can adjust that how fast that kind of goes up and down. That actually determines how much chocolate, gets coated on the confection. So the faster we kind of shake it, the more chocolate kind of falls off, and the slower the more it stays on.
Quality and consistency.
Yep, exactly. We try to, we like to put a lot of chocolate on ours. So.
Can I special order? More chocolate on my Oreos?
But then it goes onto this white belt here, and this is the cooling tunnel. And it stretches all the way down the length of the building, and we'll go in the other room there once we kind of get to that process. I'm the only one up here today, so I'm going to be using the electric marker, and basically it's just an automated marking process. I had some help up here like I usually do. We do, all of our confections have a different mark, so depending on what we're doing, we use each. Someone actually personally hand marks each of the chocolates. I specifically chose Oreo because we use the automatic marker for that.
So busy eating chocolates, I've never noticed the special mark each one has, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't know.
I don't look at my chocolates. I eat it.
Just making sure there's good coverage on the bottom. That's all I'm doing.
That's awesome coverage right there.
Yeah, you just don't want to see cookies.
No,
the idea.
we do not want to buy chocolate-covered Oreos and see any of the Oreo. Oh, second shelf.
Yeah.
Ah.
Like a layer that we don't
like
get
a parchment
scratches.
paper kind of thing?
Yeah, you don't get scratches. We do reuse them. Just try to be a little environmental.
Love the mark. Never really paid attention to the mark, but now that I've seen how it happens, I have a better appreciation for it.
So on a normal production day, when you actually have other employees up here, we would be running this in Rover, and it would be constantly pretty much chocolate.
I want to recreate Lucy. And is it Ethel?
You want me to turn it up more speed?
Yeah.
Beth, how's it feel that you did all that work, but you can only get one of them? How do you feel?
I'm in heaven right now. It's been fun. It's I have a really big sweet tooth, so to get to see behind the scenes what happens, and Jason's been a great host, and to taste some of the items fresh off
The line is delicious. Better appreciation for what you do and the quality and craftsman that goes into your work. And the next time I bite into one of your chocolates, I'll definitely be thinking about today and how much effort and love, really love, goes into making these. As for me, when I go out to dinner with friends, some of them are looking at the beer and wine list, some of them are looking at appetizers and entrees. Beth flips right to the back and looks for the dessert. So this is the chocolate earlier that we poured into the mold. A nice Planet Fitness bar of chocolate. So again, it's like an example of some of the corporate custom work that you can do. You really need to, say thank you to Jason for all this time today. Certainly we took a bit of time out of his busy schedule, but it was certainly well worth it for us. It was such a treat to come here and watch the magic happen and the treats come to life. So thank you, because I'm sure you had a very busy day on your schedule, so for him to give up his time, greatly appreciate it. We had such a great time at the Chocolatier today, and on our next stop, we're heading on over to the UFO Festival. So we're here day 2 at the Exeter UFO Festival. It's Sunday. It's a bit quieter than Saturday, but still the speaker series goes on, and there's still food, and there's some activities downtown. We had such a great time speaking with Peter Robbins yesterday that Natasha and I are going to head in this morning and listen to his lecture, and then we'll be back to check in with you one more time.
To see more of the Exeter UFO Festival lectures, head on over to youtube.com/c/Exeter TV98 to visit our YouTube channel. We have all of the UFO Festival lectures listed in a playlist. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest updates around town.
All right, so Natasha and I had a great time listening to Peter Robbins. He did a lecture about advertising and the use of UFOs and aliens. Very interesting, great crowd. We're going to wrap it up here from now. We've had a great time this weekend. The Kiwanis Club has done an amazing job. The energy downtown was just perfect. Yesterday, the weather was perfect. People came out and enjoyed all the crafts, the lectures. They ate a lot of food, heard the Chocolatier sold out of those alien pops. So a lot of good energy, and thanks to the Kiwanis Club for the amazing effort they do every year hosting this UFO Festival. Thank you so much for joining us today for a little slice of Exeter.